to do homework assignments on their own. Great initiative. And Brandon Stokley did just that, Mark Schlereth.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. On his own. Didn't have to sign it. Didn't have to say, hey, you think you could? Nope. Did it all on his own. So
Good for you, bud.
Student of the day. He gets a gold star. Brandon Stokley, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I reached out to an offensive coach in the NFL to see if he evaluated Pat Bryant because I wanted to get a different opinion than from the mocksters, the drafts experts' opinion of Pat Bryant, and see what he thought. And so he got back to me, and here we go. He said he's a good player, good hands, and a good route runner. Not a blazer though. That's his main concern. So if you're looking at concerns, that's kind of what we've heard, right? Is his speed. He doesn't have top-level elite speed. So then he wrote back or texted a few minutes later, said he's a strong kid, loves ball, which we like to hear those two things. And he said, I think he was maybe a little overdrafted, but he's a good player. Will compete with Vele. So there you go. That was the scouting report I got on Pat Bryant.
Interesting. What about traffic? Like catch the ball in traffic, inside on the shallow crosses, the low crosses, and all that kind of stuff. Stoke, what did he say anything about that kind of stuff?
No, he didn't. But when I hear strong kid, loves ball, to me that says, you know what, you can make plays in traffic. You can make plays over the middle of the football field. That's kind of one of his strengths. That's what I took from that. So I would think that would be something that he would be really good at.
Yeah, I'm not calling him Michael Thomas, in the season that Michael Thomas, or the couple seasons that Michael Thomas had when he was all pro for Sean. But a lot of people don't understand what he was. He was not that guy he's not a beat you over the top. He's not a breakaway speed guy. Michael Thomas is it. Michael Thomas did all his damage on the shallow crosses, the interior routes, the basics, all those things, catching the ball over the middle of the football field, catch it and run with it after the catch. That's where that dude made his hay. He was never like a guy that lines up outside and just go, hey, give me a go route and let's throw a 50-50 ball. That's not who he was. And so, I'm okay with not having burner type speed. I'm okay with that.
So just like you say a lot of times, Mark, you think arm strength when it comes to a quarterback is an overrated trait. Are you saying the same thing, that when it comes to a receiver, that speed, his so-called speed or lack thereof, is an overrated trait?
I would much rather, if you're giving me a choice, just top line, burner type speed over the top, I would much rather have elite level change of direction, speed, like at the top of your route. Your ability to explode out of the top of your route, right? The ability to do those things, to be able to go side to side, those quick explosive traits rather than just top line speed, that's what I would rather have.
Yeah, give me that explosiveness, 0 to 10, 0 to 5. Be a good route runner, have good hands. Those types of things matter when playing the wide receiver position more so than just speed. I mean, you have a lot of fast defensive backs. So, unless you are a Tyreek Hill type of guy with that top-level speed, you got to be – Mark, who are you whispering to over there, dude? We hear you. You're
stink.
Wait,
I'll be down there in a little bit.
Can I tell you something?
I'll be down there in a little bit.
I'll be right down. I'll be right down.
Unbelievable.
I got to tell you guys.
How am I supposed to focus? How?
Unbeknownst to me, I did not know this was going to happen today. Fox executives are here.
Oh, Fox executives. It was supposed to be next Monday.
It is going to be next Monday, too, but they came in early.
That is too – I heard you say, I'll be down in a minute. Just go ahead and leave. You just tap out. You did 20 minutes. You did 20 minutes, man. We're just appreciative of your
You're
time.
probably exhausted.
We're humbled by you just being a part of this show.
Stoke, try to stay focused, Stoke. Go.
I can't. Not when you're whispering and I hear you. I heard
that
every
too.
word.
That was so
I forgot what I was saying.
I literally heard him go, I'll be right down. I'll be down later.
I don't even know what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
Pat
Seriously.
Bryant.
Nobody knows what you're talking about. Let's talk about me for a
But
while.
here's the thing, though, okay? Like, and this is what drives me crazy about the way that draft picks are made and evaluation. So, Pat Bryant ran a 4.6 40 at the Combine. And because of that, he was projected to be a 4th, 5th round pick. Maybe even 6th round pick based on that time. And because he ran a 4.6, the Broncos taking him in the 3rd round was considered overdrafting. All he would have had to do instead of running a 4.6 was run a 4.4, and nobody would have had a problem, and he would have been projected to go in the 3rd round. I mean, do you know how insane that sounds to me?
But that's a big difference, though.
Is it?
But
But you guys are just telling me that if you can't do all that other stuff, that in many respects speed is overrated when it comes to NFL receivers. You're telling me that a guy that ran a 4.6 instead of a 4.4 becomes a reach in the 3rd round and should have been taken in the 5th or 6th.
Well,
that's ludicrous to me.
Well, it's hard to play the wide receiver position if you don't have something. I mean, you got to be able to run a little bit. I mean, we do realize that, right? I mean, so 4.6 is getting up there when you talk about, okay, what's a cutoff? But then I think, okay, he's not a burner. But then you look at all the other stuff. What's your 0 to 5, 0 to 10? How do you get in and out of break? All those other things matter too. So, but when you say 4.6 for a wide receiver in the NFL, I mean, you got to be able to get by people, right? If you can't get by people, guess what? They sit on everything because they're not afraid of you going over the top, right? So, it is a fine line. We can say speed is overrated, but I will tell you that, 4.6, that's pushing the limit to where you say, all right, that is too slow. Okay? So that's where we're at.
You know what your 40 time was at the Combine, right?
Was better than that.
You were 4.5.
Right.
Oh, okay. So 4.6 to 4.5.
I think Stoke was more like 4.48.
4.49, but I'm rounding it up to 4.5.
So I was 4.4.
You were
4.4.
4.4s.
4.49, which
okay, well, that's not a 4.5, Mike.
That's a 4.49 is a
a
I don't know
4.4.
why Mike hates. Why does
it's
Mike
a
hate?
it's a 4.5.
No, it's not. You don't round up.
Yeah, you do. 4.9. Everybody always rounds up.
No,
If
on the 40.
If you're at
I'm
a
a 4.4 guy, Mark, right?
If you have a GPA of if your GPA is 2.97, guess what? You got a 3.0.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, you got 2.9.
You got a 2.9.
No, you rounded up to a 3.
You no, it's a 2.97.
That's what my son is telling me.
That's not true.
Oh, we're going to have a talk. I'm taking away that bonus.
Dude, I tell you what, though, in all honesty,
It
there's
is
a
a four-
huge
a four-
difference.
Go ahead.
There's a huge difference in NFL parlance or when you're running 40s. Like a 4.49, and if you ran a 4.50, like a 4.509 or something like that, there's a huge, you all of a sudden have that you're in that 4.4 range. A little bit of training, you could be a 4.45, 4.44. Yeah, I'm with Stoke, man. You do not round up. Not when it comes to 40s. No.
Well,
do not.
all I know, Pat Bryant, 4.6. Brandon Stokley, 4.5, but it didn't seem to slow down Stoke.
Stokley, one of the 3 receivers in. There are 5 defensive backs in for Tennessee. On 3rd down, Cutler. Good on 3rd down. Beautiful strike to Stokley, who's got a step and some speed. And Stokley scores. Touchdown.
Step, speed, 4.5.
Game over.
Didn't get caught. All I heard was what?
4.49. That's what I heard.
How do you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's 4.49.
That's 4.4.
You don't get that with a 4.5. That's 4.49 speed. His little feetsies.
There you go. All right. So there you go, folks. There you go. Apparently, it means everything. 2 or 3 rounds of draft if you run a 4.6 instead of a 449 like Brandon Stokley did. We want to tell you, speaking of football,